to further support that effort that we are providing to them. I'd like to call on to the stage. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to welcome you all to the launch of the Islamic Medical Association of South Africa faculty. The aims of this faculty is to educate healthcare workers in South Africa and those in need, to network between healthcare workers and special interest groups. The methods are, we like to involve our senior mentors, involve academics, networkers, and try to create faculty where we don't work in silos. So inshallah, this is the faculty that we've created for 2024 and 2025. The idea, all of these 45 specialists, and it is going to be expanded. And alhamdulillah, FEMA is here as well. And inshallah, the same spread of knowledge can be done in all different parts of the world. The idea is that when senior members involve other people in their regions, these talks can be spread into different parts of South Africa, put online, and inshallah can help with knowledge transfer. Our honorable guest, heroes, we'd like to thank you for inspiring us, and as well, it's so apt, and alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has brought us to have the students here, and as was mentioned, out of Africa, what can come about? And if we look at what one person can do, I'm going to call up a very special person. And it's not me that needs to educate you about this. I'm going to let our brother, Muti Abrahams, an IT specialist who voluntarily set up the network of the Palestinian Medical Online Curriculum. And where else but from Cape Town? So PALMED stands for Palestinian Medical Academy. Alhamdulillah, our FEMA president logged on 1 o'clock in the morning to be part of this network. And as Uncle Imtiaz has also mentioned, we need to work together. GEM is a Gaza Educate Medics, and this platform, inshallah, is going to be incorporated with a very, very active UK platform, where not just for Gaza students, but any student in need, where we can work together. So the potential of a faculty is that there is a lot of networking, Islamic biomedical ethics integration, a lot of our Darul Ulooms, a lot of our senior faculties in ethics are going to be incorporating talks within a strong Islamic ethos. Mentoring can come thereafter, and alhamdulillah, there's a lot of potentials of national and international CMEs. So I'd like to hand over to a hero, Muti Abrahams. Alhamdulillah, what one person can do to set up and look after our students from Gaza. Muti Abrahams. Can we go back one?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm not sure, shukran Dr. Ahmed, I'm not sure about the hero status. If I see all the doctors and professors in the house. So shukran for the invite. I'm the first one to say you do not stand in between a man and his next meal, so I'll be as short as possible. I'm aware. Okay, so I present an initiative called GEM, which is Gaza Educate Medics, led by PALMED Europe and a subsidiary called PALMED Academy, whereby we aim to address the dire condition of health care in Gaza, more so the preservation of medical education in Gaza, as Israel destroyed the 2 universities in Gaza, and with it, obviously, the medical schools, which is Islamic University Gaza and Al-Azhar University Gaza. That is what it used to look like, beautiful buildings. The top one is what it looks like now. And unfortunately, when they destroyed the university, they really destroyed everything. There's nothing left. None of the student records, none of the contents, nothing is left of the universities. So GEM, like I said, GEM stands for Gaza Educate Medics, is a humanitarian educational project supported by both the medical schools within Gaza. GEM is accredited by Al-Azhar University Medical School and the Medical School of the Islamic University. And both deans are part of the board of directors of the scheme. In actual fact, it took us 3 months just to get hold of the deans. We didn't even know whether they were still alive or whether they were detained. And that's the reality of how these people live. So what we did was we've developed an online university for both universities to continue the education of all medical students in Gaza. These platforms allow students to continue their learning and document the progress. The universities can review the engagement of the students and allow them to progress as they demonstrate competency and ultimately leading to graduation. Through GEM, the students are registered with their own university, so they continue where they left off November last year. What the clinical years require are extended elective programs, which the scheme will organize with both inside and outside Gaza, which is what Gift of the Givers gracefully came on board for, and that's how the I think 27 students landed up in Cape Town, which is again a first in the world because it was tried. It was tried all over the world, and South Africa was the first to accept. We still, if I say we, I'm talking about GEM. And obviously, you know, thanks to the people like Minister Pando and others that could make this possible. I have to also congratulate UCT. It didn't take a lot of arm twisting, and obviously the hero, Mr. Suleiman, you know, he could twist the arm very quickly, and they gracefully accepted the invitation in order to host these students. So these placements have to prospectively be agreed upon with the medical schools of Gaza and to be accredited upon completion. So just quickly, what the platforms are all about. So the platform is for each school. So each medical school has got a platform. The student registers online and uses the student number is what is driving the platform. So the student numbers are from the universities that they had. The students are divided into cohorts being year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and there's reasons for that. There are 2 curriculums actually, and the curriculums are slightly different from IUG, which is Islamic University, to Al-Azhar University. It's obviously endorsed by both IUG and AUG, and we could get hold of many of the university staff that are now involved, and specifically, obviously, the deans that's involved. What's nice about, and we are obviously aware, and I'll come to the statistics after this. What's nice about this platform is that if you use a mobile phone, you use a tablet, you do not have to be connected all the time. You connect once, it downloads it onto your device, you work offline, you come back and you connect 2-3 days later, it automatically just syncs. Because we've tried so many times to get hold of the students, and believe me, it's very difficult for them to be online. Just a note about students, and you know, social media is amazing. We send out a note, if I say we, I'm talking about GEM, send out a note to students, and we received, we had to actually, just to introduce the students to what we're trying to do, we had to have 3 sessions because Zoom couldn't take all the students logging in, because it was not only students from Palestine trying to get onto the platform, it was students from Sudan trying to get onto the platform. Just shows you the dire need for something like this, and the dire need for the programs that you guys are trying to do. So it is extremely important. And I didn't even think about, you know, other students in other areas. Even Dr. Imtiaz mentioned that, you know, if this can work for Palestine, why can't it work in other conflict areas? Why can't it work in places where other people are also in difficulty? So by all means, it can be stretched out. With regards to what we currently have, we have 2,137 students registered on the platform using it actively. AUG's got 1,087 students, and just this is a nice part of it. 57% is females, 43% males. IUG Islamic University has got 1,050 students registered on the platform, 46% female, 54% male. With regards to how it works, very simple. And again, we had to keep it very simple because if I'm correct, I was told that, and all of us, I came in here and I said, no connectivity. You know, we can't live without connectivity. In Gaza, the best they get is 3G. So if you're going to load a lot of graphics onto your platform, they won't be able to get to it. So we have to take all of these things keep all of these things in mind. But what they do have, obviously, number one, is a means to communicate with the lecturers and with the deans and with the university. That's number one, and vice versa. They've got all the content with regards to PDF notes. They've got all the content, the lecturers on PowerPoint slides. There's lectures on videos loaded. There's lectures on video links loaded. There's quizzes loaded. There's tests loaded. And they will do the assignments online as well. Another thing is the platform went live the second week in July. Just to give you a brief overview, what we did, we actually built a puzzle. Because there was nothing, what happened was the one person will put us in touch with the next student. This student will give us junior medicine, surgical, do junior, and they only have year 4. He will put us in touch with somebody else in Jordan, and we will have a meeting with that person. They will send us 2 subjects. That person will put us in touch to somebody else, and that person will send us 2 subjects. And by July, the second week in July, we had enough to go live. We still don't have everything. Like I said, we're building a puzzle. AUG is about 75% finished. IUG is 90% finished with regards to content. The biggest, and we'll get to what is needed at the end of the day. So again, it's a team of people from all over the world that came together. Some of them in this local Cape Town that came together in order to do this, to make this work. So if we get together, nothing is impossible, especially if you have the right intention, you have the right nia, and you do it for the right reason. Believe me, it can be done. So we're talking about calendar of events. We put on, 2 weeks ahead of time, the lectures, there's live lectures now as well. And what was amazing is the fact that I got to know people, and they say never judge a book by its cover. And I look at this book and said, how can you tell me that you've been to Gaza 15 times already teaching there? And those are people that you expect would support Gaza, which is amazing at the end of the day. So a lot of people has already volunteered, but it's still not enough. Believe me, we still need a lot of people to volunteer, specifically people with your expertise, obviously. So there's calendar of events, of lectures, announcements, and obviously what's important is that the students as well as the universities can check the progress of the students. It actually sends you an email to say you're falling behind, you didn't click on this before, you didn't visit this lecture in the last 3 months, what's happening? But what's also nice about this is there's also mentorship as part of this. And again, this is where professionals like yourself can play a big role. We're obviously very much aware of the mental health and the well-being of the students. Very important for them. So what we have is, besides the professionals that has volunteered as lecturers, we have professionals like psychiatrists, psychologists, people that can assist them. So they make their time available, their contact details available. We put it on the portal, and students can log in, see when they are available, and make an appointment with them in order to just talk to them and see how they can help. So that is also very important. So in the future, or what is in the near future, because this is and I hear one of the speakers mention artificial intelligence. Every morning you wake up, it's different from yesterday. That's how fast technology evolves in the world currently. And again, like the minister also said, just like your field, we also need to keep up with technology. We have to. Give an example. The minute we built this platform, within the first week, we had numerous cyber attacks. Believe me, the people on the other side of the camp are extremely good at this. So what should we do? We should do the same. Very important. But we're ready for them, inshallah. We'll be ready for them. They didn't get through yet. Okay, so last half a minute. So what's important is that what we're doing with the beautiful students, and I've met them a couple of times, in Cape Town, we need to replicate it many a times, not only in Cape Town. We're trying to get them in other places as well, and rightfully so. I believe Pretoria is on board. We're working on, there's work on bits. So inshallah, we'll get it right as well. And again, I have to tip my hat for South Africa. Because these students coming to Pretoria are students that couldn't, or they are in Norway, if I'm correct, but Norway saying, we can't keep you long, you have to go. We're saying, come, you family, you can come anytime. Stay as long as you want. So that, and again, like I said, I tip my hat to South Africa and the government. We need lecturers. We need to complete the curriculums, or we need to complement the curriculums. If there's institutions that's got better things than what we currently have, by all means. We need proctoring, so we're going to add proctoring. Proctoring is where the student sits in front of the laptop and the camera can see what you're doing when you're writing exams. So when we install proctoring, it is an official way of writing exams. So that the students will be able to write exam online without any other supervision being there. Currently, UCT is using it on their online high school as well. KYC technology is very simple. It's what you do when you look at your phone to open up your banking app. So same thing. We'll recognize the student from their face recognition. We're already working at artificial intelligence, and like I said, we have to be cleverer than them at the end of the day. And inshallah, as soon as possible, this is my need. Hopefully, you all going to come with. We're going to go to Gaza as soon as we can, because we need to set up hubs for the students to get together. Currently, where's the only place? And maybe Dr. Imtiaz can tell me. But this is what the deans and the lecturers told me. They go to the hospitals in order to get internet connectivity. So we can't always get hold of the dean. The one dean is still in, I think, either West Bank or Gaza, but we can't always get hold of them. So we're hopefully going to set up study hubs where we use a technology called Raspberry Pi, and it's not food, but you put it down and you can get 20 students around it and you don't need connectivity. So we're looking at all of those things. So last but not least, the online learning platforms will be the Al-Azhar and Islamic universities for the foreseeable future, and is being held in custody by us only. For them, until they are able to take ownership. So we build it, and we will eventually hand it over to them, and they will go further. They're already involved, and they are taking over all the admin bits at the time. Our aim is to ensure that one of the key fundamentals for rebuilding the Gaza healthcare system, namely its doctors, will be ready as we rebuild the Gaza healthcare system in the years to come. I believe that this platform creates a credible alternative for places like war-torn countries and refugees, and can be replicated to include other faculties and schools in conflict areas. I believe the next one, specifically from IUG and AUG, is nursing and dentistry as well. So this is currently being explored with international stakeholders from all over the world. And last but not least, I had a quick call with the professor that heads up GEM from Palmed Europe and Palmed Academy, Professor Mahmoud Lubani, and he sends his greetings, he sends his salam, and he sends, all his thanks to us. And he just wants to tell us, the conference, that they are happy and they are keen to partner with anybody that can assist and add value. Shukran wa alaikum salam.
Khalil Gibran says, do not stand between a man and no. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind. That is what we need to understand. I now ask for the doors to be open, Kashifa. Supper will now be served. I'm going to ask that these three tables in the middle, please start. You can